to let's fight.
Yes, that is right. Terrifying new audio leaks have unearthed some incredible evidence in the Shanquella Robinson case. This audio clearly shows that Shanquella did indeed get involved in a fight because she was forced into one. But who is that person that the audio mentions? Just who is Daejahnae Jackson? Keep watching as we break down the complete leak in this video. Since the news of her death spread, a video of one of her friends, apparently Daejahnae Jackson, beating up Shanquella before her untimely death has surfaced online. Jackson's picture is also doing the rounds on the internet. A naked Shanquella Robinson can be seen in the video being beaten up by a woman. The victim's companions remained in the room and recorded the vicious attack on their phones. A friend can be heard cheering on the attacker at one point in the video, while another man remarks, "At least fight back." The names and images of the friends who accompanied the 25-year-old victim have surfaced online since the video went viral. Many people have questioned the innocence of Khalil, Winter Donovan, Alice Hyatt, Daejahnae Jackson, and Nazir Wiggins. Winter Donovan is the woman speaking in the earlier audio leak. Because the names of Robinson's friends were discovered on the internet, the six allegedly deleted their social media profiles. Although there isn't much information about Jackson online, netizens shared an image of her LinkedIn page on Twitter. Daejahnae Jackson's LinkedIn profile describes her as an aspiring healthcare professional. Her biography also stated that she attended Winston-Salem State University. She also worked at Blue Rhino in Greensboro, North Carolina, according to her biography. They are a propane tank exchange brand, according to the company's official website. Given the amount of abuse and attention Jackson has received online, it is unclear whether she is still employed by the group. But why did they even fight? Well, that's been answered in the audio leaks too.
They did have a fight that y'all will see, and that's going viral. They were fighting because Shanquella did some crazy shit.
In a statement, the State Attorney General's Office of Baja California Sur, Mexico, said it had filed an arrest warrant for a woman as the likely responsible person in the case, adding that an investigation revealed that the death was the result of a direct attack, not an accident. Mexican authorities did not name the culprit, but we can pretty confidently conclude that it was Daejahnae at this time. According to Shanquella's father, Bernard Robinson, the FBI had also begun an investigation into her death then. Mr. Robinson claims that some of Shanquella's friends initially told her mother that she died of alcohol poisoning. However, a death certificate acquired by a Charlotte television station, WSOC-TV, from Mexican officials identified the cause of death on Oct. 29 as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, or the dislocation of a ring-shaped bone that supports the skull. According to the certificate, Ms. Robinson was found unconscious in a living room at an address in San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, and died about 15 minutes later. There was no mention of alcohol toxicity. Mr. Robinson expressed disbelief that Mexican officials had permitted his daughter's friends to depart the country following her death. He stated she had traveled from Charlotte to Mexico on Oct. 28, one day before she died. "I can't talk for her, but I am going to be her voice," Mr. Robinson said in an interview. "I'm going to be her voice to the end because I'm going to get to the bottom of this." The State Department forwarded inquiries about the inquiry to the Federal Bureau of Investigation but stated that it provides consular support to family members when an American person dies abroad. She was a growing, sweet-hearted person, loved people, loved her friends, loved to have fun, Mr. Robinson said, just a smart, intelligent person. He stated that he had no idea why somebody would attack his daughter. He did, however, claim that he recognized her in the viral video. According to Mr. Robinson, it shows Miss Robinson in a bedroom being hit in the head and kicked repeatedly by a woman. It was her, Mr. Robinson said. "She's not a fighter. She didn't believe in drama. She wasn't raised like that." And that much was confirmed by what came later in the leaked audio.
He told her to let's fight. I don't want to drag you out of the bed. Of course I didn't want to. That's how that happened.
And now for the biggest bombshell. The truth is finally out, and it is as always thought by the public.
Unfortunately, she did die because of on the bed. But y'all see something in the video, don't mean that happened. They're just trying to cover it up with a broken spine and whatever else.
So Shanquella did die because of the fight. That was always the opinion of many, and it has finally been confirmed by Winter Donovan, someone who saw it unfold. Emergency responders treated Shanquella in her apartment for over 4 hours before she died, according to a police report obtained by Gerardo Zuiga, an investigative reporter from Metrópoli MX. According to the investigation, the alarm was raised at 2:23 p.m. on October 29th, just one day after Ms. Robinson and her pals arrived at the luxurious resort. An hour later, a doctor arrived to find Shanquella verbally unresponsive. She had a seizure not long after that. According to the police investigation, Shanquella's friends ignored the doctor's instructions to transport her to the hospital, preferring she stay at the resort. An ambulance was called only when death was imminent. Ms. Robinson fell into cardiac arrest, and a doctor reportedly performed 14 rounds of CPR on her, as well as 5 doses of adrenaline and 6 defibrillator discharges. These efforts proved futile, and she was pronounced dead at 5:57 p.m. This 4-hour tale appears to contradict Ms. Robinson's death certificate, which states she died 15 minutes after suffering a fractured neck. Indeed, it's unclear if the doctor who treated Shanquella was aware that she had a severe spinal injury or whether her friend's insistence that she had alcohol poisoning influenced the care she received. This certainly seems to contradict what Winter mentioned in the audio, alleging that the officials covered up the death by saying she did not have a broken neck. Autopsy reports would say otherwise, so we'll chalk that one down to Winter trying to save her own neck. Actually, it wasn't a quarrel, but instead of direct aggression, Daniel de la Rosa Ania, a prosecutor for the state of Baja California Sur, told Metropoli MX, "We are carrying out all the pertinent procedures such as the Interpol alert and the request for extradition to the United States of America. It's about 2 Americans, the victim, and the culprit." That corroborates what Winter says about the Daejahnae and the audio leak. And now for perhaps the most startling part of the audio leaks, it appears that Daejahnae was not the only person that fought Shanquella. Now that opens a completely new can of worms. And it could also explain why the investigation into the case is taking so long. If there are multiple suspects in the murder, it could take a while to get them to fess up. Dr. Carolina Beatriz Ornelas Gutierrez, a medic from the neighboring American Medical Center, came to the Villa Linda 32 resort at 3:15 p.m. on October 29. According to the police report, medical evacuations are rather typical for U.S. tourists in Mexico. According to the police report, which is in Spanish, Dr. Gutierrez was told Shanquella had a lot of alcohol and needed an IV drip. According to the medic, Shanquella looked to be intoxicated and was unable to speak vocally. She urged that the patient be taken to a hospital right away, but her friends were adamant that she stay at the resort. According to the police report, Shanquella began having seizures at about 4:20 p.m. Shanquella was fighting to breathe, and her pulse had dropped, according to the doctor. According to the investigation, Winter Donovan dialed 911 at the time. The phone number indicated on the document for Ms. Donovan has been disconnected. After determining that Shanquella no longer had a pulse, the doctor began delivering CPR at 4:49 p.m. Shanquella received 14 rounds of CPR, 5 doses of adrenaline, and 6 defibrillator shocks in all. She was pronounced dead at 5:57 p.m., with cardiopulmonary arrest reported as the cause of death. In a statement to ABC News, the State Attorney General's Office of Baja California Sur said investigators were collecting more evidence to achieve the accurate clarification of the events, without ruling out any hypothesis. This statement now seems a lot more understandable in the context of the audio leak where Winter says multiple people had been fighting that night. But if Shanquella was in danger, why did nobody jump in? Well, here's the answer from Winter herself.
My friend is going through something, we gonna fight it out. So that's just that. Nobody's gonna jump in. And that's just what happened. After she fell, she was not dead. So what are you talking about?
Shanquella's mother, Shanquella Robinson, told CBS News that her 6 friends had come to see her and had offered conflicting accounts of the events leading up to her murder. They claimed her daughter died of alcohol intoxication and her body was discovered by a maid. No one told the same story, so I never believed them anyway, she explained to CBS News. So there it is, folks. That's a lot of truth finally coming out. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, goodbye.